I'm live. No, it's saying I'm starting. Okay, I'm live. So I just thought I would pop on after a recent conversation with one of my girls and also stuff that I see a lot on like Facebook and Instagram because we've become a culture of numbers, whether it's numbers of calories, numbers of like heart rate, of scales, of measurements, of weights lifted. Like we've just become overly obsessed with numbers. Now, numbers are really good because you can't manage what isn't measured, but there comes a particular point where we can actually become quite obsessive over it to the point where we actually lose tune of our own bodies, of ourselves. And I was having a really powerful conversation with one of my girls where it literally started taking over her. I'm gonna open the convo because it is actually really freaking good. But I'm gonna relate this to females in particular, like especially with our menstrual cycles. We kind of lose tune of what our body actually experiences going through that because we've stopped listening to our body and we've stopped recognizing particular signals either because we assume it should be a certain way and then that placebo effect makes that assumption become a reality. But then in this conversation that I was talking with one of my girls on is before she came to me, she was always overly obsessing over what calories she needs to burn, what number of exercises she needs to get in, like making sure that her heart rate was this and the the exercise minutes was that, and it just becomes so encompassing of your life, like it literally takes over it. And this is where people start to throw the alternate extreme argument of calorie tracking is obsessive or this tracking is obsessive. No tracking is obsessive. It's the way that you use the numbers and the way that you use the data and the way that you approach it and the mindset that you approach it with that makes it obsessive. Like it actually is extremely common with scale weight because scale weight, like the thing that is most unreliable is the scales because you can change the scale weight with like 4 kilos in one day if you had to. Like I could easily, I'm pretty sure most of the time I weigh 4 kilos before I sleep than I do in the morning because of everything that I eat, everything that I drink. It's there on the scale, and then by the time morning comes, that 4 kilos is gone. Like it is that influenced. And if you're someone that weighs yourself at the gym, that's even more stupid. And I see people do it all the time. It's like your scale weight at the gym is the most unreliable thing that you could ever use. So it's just this numbers thing. But the other thing that is starting to become very common now is like because we have like the smart watches and stuff. So then we start to track sleep data, heart rate, whatever it is that our watches track to the point where we let the numbers dictate how we feel about ourselves, how we go about our day, how we should go about training, how we should go about recovery, how we should go about sleep. But that data in itself is very inaccurate because what is an average there or the way that you respond to a certain number is not the same as someone else. Like I could have a really high HRV, for example, heart rate recovery, and I could feel really, really good on, actually, no, I could feel really, really shit at someone's number that makes them feel really, really good. That kind of thing. Or my watch might say that I had really, really shit sleep. And if I didn't check my watch, I could have went about my day fantabulously. That's a word. But then if I checked my watch and saw how shit my sleep was, I had shit sleep. Now this is gonna be shit. Now this is gonna be shit. Now this is gonna be shit. And it's just like you're creating your own predicament. But I guess the whole theme of this is don't let yourself become a slave to numbers to the point where it actually takes the quality away from your life. Because I had one of my really close friends who was with a coach, not with her now, but it's like the coach was tracking everything to the utmost detail with like scale numbers. And it's like, this is going to be your goal weight, and this is the weight you're going to hit here, and then this is the weight. And then it's like, that is the worst thing any coach could actually use as a metric for goals. But when you become so entwined in these numbers, it's like, do you even enjoy what you're doing? Are you even getting any thrill out of it? Like, what happens when there's no numbers there? Are you getting to the deeper root of it? It's like, don't let numbers control your life. Use them as valuable data for what they're intended for, but don't rely upon them. Like, things that I care about: calories, protein, carbs, and fats matter too, but not to the same extent as calories and protein. And then the basic, like veggies, you can't really number the veggies, but a fuckload of veggies. But the numbers I care about are making sure that you get in your steps, hitting your calories, not to the gram, because that's obsessive in itself, like a calorie range with a buffer. The protein, they're really the main numbers that count. And track your training. But that's another thing as well. Don't let tracking your training become this obsessive thing where you determine your worth based off whether you hit a number or didn't hit a number. Because that was me. And then I used to beat myself up and say, oh, why am I so weak today? I missed that rep. Oh, why am I so weak today? I couldn't lift that weight like I did last week. Like today, I had to lift, my bench press was, I didn't get as many reps, and I was even 2.5 kilos lighter on my bench press. And usually that would get me down, and I would be messaging my coach saying, why am I so weak? Why am I such a failure? Why do I suck? Like, that's what I used to do back in the days. But now I'm just like, okay, probably something in my yesterday impacted my session today, whether it was yesterday's training, whether it was, I don't know what it could have been. Or maybe it was just the fact that it was accumulated fatigue, or the fact that I had a Superwoman day the week before. Because last week I felt like freaking Superwoman on the bench press. This week I'm just like, I feel pretty good, but I can't press this weight. What's going on? But we get days like that. And if you're going to literally let numbers dictate your life, what kind, like, why would you even bother with this pursuit? Because health and fitness are not supposed to overtake your life. They're supposed to be a part of it. And they let you live a more fulfilling life. And the best thing about it, from my perspective, the best thing about it is it actually gives you so much more energy, because it's like an energy, and it's like a supply and demand chain. Like, you demand more energy from your body, it's going to find ways to supply that energy to you. So many of us don't know how good we can feel because we don't remember the last time we felt really good, or we've never really felt that good before. We've never allowed ourselves to experience it. We've never nourished ourselves in a way to experience it. Because a lot of the time we can feel shit, we can feel tired, but as soon as we start exercising and demanding energy from our body, we start to feel alive again. And if we nourish our body in that way, we can start to feel alive again. But so many people don't even give themselves enough food to flourish. Anyway, that's today's rant. Don't let this lifestyle, numbers, figures, dictate your life.